art scene. It is springtime, summerish time in Memphis, and all kinds of things are happening. We are at the Overton Park Shell, and we're going to be talking about that in just a little while. But first of all, this is like the robins in springtime. That's how you know it's spring. The Experience Memphis Gardens. Kim Haliak is with us. I said your name right? Haliak. Kim Haliak is the co-founder of Experience Memphis Gardens. What would people also know it as?
Cooper Young Garden Walk, which we did for 10 years. And then 3 years ago, we went over to Experience Memphis Gardens. And so now that is the big umbrella under which all the neighborhoods fall under.
I like that because you see more neighborhoods. Because I drive by some old Memphis neighborhoods and I'm just fascinated by them. And this is a way to be a peeping Tom without actually getting in trouble. Okay, so when does the garden walk, it's a garden walk, right? Or garden drive-by in some cases. When does it start?
It starts May 1st and goes to June 15th, but it is only on Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
So it's not an all-the-time thing. You just can't say, oh, I've got 30 minutes. I'm going to drive into somebody's yard and see it, right?
You need to go, if you want to see the gardens in Hind Park, then you need to go on the day that the gardens in Hind Park are on the tour.
Hind Park is so gorgeous. How do you get people to, first of all, do people have to make special gardens for it, or are they just people who already have gardens? How do you get them?
Well, I reach out to the community and I say, if you have a garden and you're proud of it, we'd like to see it. And we don't vet the gardens, so you're going to see everything from beginner gardens all the way to professionally landscaped.
So you're not critical.
I'm not a garden critic. No.
So I have seen some of the gardens that you're featuring this year. And how do you decide what a garden is? Because they're all different.
They're all different. A garden is a place with plants of any kind.
That's not true because I have weeds.
Well, some people would say a weed is also or can be a flower or a plant.
That's my garden.
We have vegetable gardens, we have community gardens, we have flower gardens, we have Ounce of Hope production tour that people can go see. We will have some school gardens, Hutchison School, Campus School, a school in Germantown. We have about 5 schools on the tour.
Are those gardens done by the students at the schools?
Yes, which is a lot of fun.
I didn't even know they taught that kind of thing on that level.
Yes.
And you say you've got I wasn't even considering vegetable gardens. Like, can you learn how to plant and grow tomatoes on this tour?
You will, absolutely, yes. And you're going to meet gardeners who are going to want to give you free plants to take home, which is absolutely wonderful.
That's fabulous. I always take what I think of as gardens. Do you have just green gardens? Does that count?
So we do have some gardens that are predominantly green, white. You know, some people have very subdued manicured yards, and some people have very over-the-top quirky gardens, colorful gardens. We also have she sheds and outdoor showers. And
But you're not invited to use the outdoor shower.
no. You can also bring your children. It's very family friendly.
Wow.
And what I'm really excited about this year is that the garden walk is free.
I think that is major because the price has always been very low anyway. I mean, it's very accessible. But how did we get to a free state?
Well, the Dr. Rudy Campbell Foundation has underwritten the tickets. So it is a chance for, I'm sure there are many people in Memphis who have never been on a garden walk. And so it's not really,
Or seen a garden.
right. And it's not something that's really it's something they think about. But if we make the tickets free, they have a chance to explore neighborhoods that they've never been in before and look at other people's gardens. And it's not just gardens. Some of the neighborhoods will have vintage cars. They'll have retro coffee, feed trucks. There will be musicians in some of the gardens.
So they kind of go all in.
They go all in.
Who is Dr. Rudy Campbell?
He was a dentist. He passed back in about, I think, 2017. And he was a philanthropic person. He really wanted to give back to the community, very much interested in the environment. And so we're very fortunate to be a recipient of his foundation.
In Memphis, we're very lucky. We have very philanthropic community here. And the fact that somebody wanted to take their hard-earned money and give it to something that we can all go out and enjoy, and all you have to do is get there. The walking part is fabulous, especially for families, but you also have some drive-bys?
Yes. So there will be some gardens that you don't necessarily need to get out of your car for. You can just ride by and enjoy it. But for the most part, I think my suggestion to visitors is that, well, first of all, let me explain this. When you register for your ticket, the tickets are free, but you need to register.
Good to know.
You can go get a lanyard at one of our sponsors. And the place where you can get the lanyards are Wild Birds Unlimited, the Memorial Park Funeral Home, Urban Earth Nursery, Ounce of Hope, TLC Closing, and Minuteman Press. So you can go to one of those sponsors, pick up your lanyards, and then this little QR code here is where you can go to, it will take you to our website, and you can read the descriptions of all the gardens on the tour. Those descriptions are not up yet, but they will be shortly. And then on the back is the actual schedule of all the neighborhoods that the tours are on. So you can say, oh, on this day is Cooper Young, and this day is Central Gardens, etc.
Our weather is so fabulous this time of year. You could almost plan for the next 6 weeks.
Yes.
A different walk every weekend. Bring family, friends. Sign up first. You need to sign up, and it's free. But bring family and friends. I am fascinated by what comes out of people's minds as to what they put in the garden, like statues and things. I want statues. I want some statues in my garden.
And I think that's why I love gardening so much, is the personal gardens that people make. They're personality filled. Some people are neat as a pin. Others are very quirky and have lots of native plants. There are gardens with art and sculpture, ponds. It's a little bit of everything.
I read about how important it is for us to do like butterfly gardens to help the monarch butterflies and things. Are there any of those?
There are lots of them. I would say in the last couple of years, people have really embraced the idea of adding pollinators to their yard, adding native plants, really, and plants that do well in our climate, because the last couple of years we've had some rough winters,
Strange climate.
some really hot summers. So native plants do the best, and I think people are beginning to realize that.
But I know that there are also some that have the exotic plants, and I do like seeing those because you don't see that every day.
Yes. We have a great garden in Central Gardens, Dr. Mills' garden. He has a lot of exotic plants, including orchids, all about. So if somebody's interested in that, I would recommend his garden.
And you said that there are a lot of the people whose gardens are on the tour that are willing to talk to you, maybe give you some tips about maybe having a butterfly garden.
Yes, there will be, and especially on June 7th is the East Memphis Garden Tour. It is also the day of the Through the Garden Gates Master Garden Tour. Garden is listed on along with our gardens. So if you go to those, you will have a chance to talk to experts.
Master gardeners. They are everything. They're like this hidden thing in Memphis that if you know, you know, but a lot of people don't know, and they know everything and they help you. I mean, I call them all the time with stupid questions, and they're very nice and they're very helpful. Okay, so once again, when is the Experience Memphis Gardens?
It starts May 1st to June 15th. On Thursdays, it's from 9 to 3, except for May 29th, we will have an evening tour where people can be working all day and then stop by and look at some gardens. Saturdays are 9 to 3 and Sundays are 11 to 5.
I love that because Sunday you can go after worship services. During the week, you could take your lunch. I mean, you could just stroll and eat a sandwich and look at things.
Absolutely.
And they're all different neighborhoods, right? They're not all available at the same time.
They're not, no. Each day is a different neighborhood. It spans all the way from downtown to Collierville, all the way up to Frazier. We do have one garden in Covington, Tennessee, and we have a garden in Oakland, Tennessee.
That is very nice of them.
But we also do South Memphis. We're all over. There's no neighborhood that we have not considered.
Where do people park to get out and walk?
So you park in front of the garden or you park nearby. If you come to the Cooper Young Garden Walk, which is May 17th and 18th, Backbeat Shuttle Bus will be doing a great big figure 8 all through the neighborhood. And you can jump on the bus, get off at a quadrant, look at some gardens, get back on, go to another quadrant.
So you've made it as easy as
Yes.
possible.
Yes.
Free tickets,
Yes.
just sign up. Easy places to park, easy to walk, even jump on and off of a shuttle. And there you have no excuse for not coming to this.
Exactly.
And the weather's going to be fabulous. And you're just going to learn so much. And you see what you never thought of, and somebody else can think of that.
Yeah, you leave and you say, wow, I could do that, and then you go home.
That's my favorite part.
And that's our,
Or you want to ask somebody else to come
yes,
beautify.
or pay somebody else to do.
That's right. If you're not a dirt person, everybody becomes a dirt person on the Experience Memphis Gardens walk. So you've been doing it now for a total of 13 years?
10 years.
10 years. 10 years altogether. Before Cooper Young, and we really appreciate that, but now everybody gets involved. So even if you can't go to all of them, there's one in your neighborhood.
Exactly, yes. And you get to meet your neighbors. You get to discover your neighborhood. And the other thing I wanted to say is because of our walk, we have 100 garden writers coming from all over the U.S., Canada, England, and Australia to come to Memphis to look at some very special gardens, June 5th through the 9th. And they would have never come if our garden walk did not exist in Memphis. And so our long-range goal is to bring garden tourism to Memphis in a big way.
Who knew that that was going to become part of Memphis tourism, a garden walk? And you're doing a great job. Get out, enjoy Memphis, and this is the perfect way to do it. We're going to have perfect weather for the next 6 weeks, and you're just going to be inspired and beauty. We're all looking for beauty. Kim, thank you so much for being with us.
And if everybody would go to experiencememphisgardens.org, you can read all about it.
ExperienceMemphisGardens.org. Get out and enjoy the city. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Art Scene. It is a gorgeous time in Memphis, and we are at the Overton Park Shell. I don't think that I have ever done an art scene where I didn't say something was my favorite thing, and you're not getting out of it this time, because the Overton Park Shell, ever since I moved here and found out about it, I think it's a miracle. And Shelby Smith, who is the Senior Manager of Marketing and Communications, which means she's going to talk to us, is here with us. Shelby, welcome.
Thank
I heard you say before the show you're from Memphis.
I am born and raised.
I
been here.
love that.
Yes. I'm keeping my roots deeply embedded. I just bought a house a couple years ago. I'm not
Congrats.
going.
That's fabulous. Well, you don't need to, because the Overton Park Shell, you might see some construction in the background. Something is always happening here. And I'm telling you, it's a postage stamp size piece of land.
Absolutely.
How do you cram all this stuff onto it?
Man, with the support of our amazing network of concert goers, people that really, really understand and want to honor the history of this space. there's so much to do here, so much space to really, take ownership of and to feel proud of. There have been so many historical moments that have happened here, so many legendary concerts, so many legendary musicians have played here. So it's really, really important to know and cultivate the community here. It's a free and accessible space that we draw people to every single year. And so I know you said every time you tape here, there's always something going on. There's always some kind of construction, but it's because we really care about the preservation of this land and what it really means to this city.
There's somebody very clever who's doing all of this planning and figuring out on this tiny piece of land where they can put something, and it really just kind of makes the land bigger. Now, you talked about people who care about the shell, and I think that's the reason that it's still here, because
Absolutely.
they were going to get rid of it at one time,
Yes,
right?
At one point, it was supposed to be bulldozed. This is probably going to be a parking lot. But a lot of amazing, talented figures during the Save Our Shell era, they posted up outside and they said, no, this is a space that we need to protect. This is a space that has created so many different deep relationships, not just between community, but between people and the legacy of Memphis music. So,
well, this was part of the WPA, Works Progress Administration,
absolutely.
put Americans back to work during the Depression.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the, not very many were built to begin with,
It's
shells,
one of the
band
few
shells,
band shells that are still
and they're
existing.
only like a handful,
Only a
right?
handful, and we're one of them. We are proud to say that Memphis has space for it and that we are protecting it every single day that we show up on the lawn.
Now, why do you think it's so important to people? Obviously, the Elvis connection,
Yes.
which we all love, right?
Yes.
But you were talking about all kinds of musicians.
All kinds of
There's that T-shirt that says, I may be old, but I saw the really great bands.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Overton Park Shell has seen all of the great bands.
So many great bands and so many, historical, legendary Memphians have taken ownership of this space. Like the Staple Singers have performed here. Carla Thomas was
Yes.
just here this past season. So seeing her on the stage where she has,
She
shared
grew up.
that talent, where she grew up, where she shared her talents here before. And there are so many people from our history that we're just, we're trying to hold tight to that legacy and bring in new talent, because these youngins, these people that are just now coming onto the scene, they're making history here too.
Yeah, because they're going to have their great bands,
Exactly.
right?
And some of their first shows might be here. Like some of their first big moments are going to be here at the Overton Park Shell this season. So it's just really fabulous that we get to keep this going.
So you hear some people not as enthusiastic Memphis supporters as perhaps we are.
Yes.
So how did Memphis get lucky enough that people embraced music and a bandstand, but they disappeared in other places? We're just that smart.
We are just that smart, but we also, Memphians, and like I'm on the younger side, so like, but young,
Me too.
old, new, travelers, I feel like people really feel something different here as soon as they show up, or as soon as they recognize that this place is so impactful. It has been the epicenter of so many historical moments and landmark history. So I think, the people that are from here, you can't help but be proud of it. I know we can't shy away from some of our problems, but the people here are dedicated to alleviating those. And a lot of that stems from, at least what we do here, is creating a space where people can have access to music, the arts, entertainment, quite literally what our city was founded upon.
That gives me goosebumps. We were talking earlier about the Experience Memphis Gardens walk is now free. And one of the great things about the Shell, everything is great, but it's free.
It's
The
free.
concerts are, how do you do that?
Man, how do we do it?
Who steps up with money? Because it's not free to everybody.
No.
Somebody's paying something.
Free is not actually free. Luckily, we have some amazing sponsors. The actual series is called the Orion Free Concert Series. So Orion Financial, they have been an amazing support throughout the history of this series. They really understand the impact of what music arts does really for the culture.
They are big education supporters.
Yes,
the Orion
absolutely.
folks. I
Yeah.
know that because I've worked with them before.
They are fabulous, and they just see the value in what we're bringing to the lawn every year, and they keep coming back, and they just keep empowering us to bring new talent, old talent, young, you know, people who have been in the game for a really long time. They're really a strong driving force to what we are able to accomplish here at the Shell. But not only them, Menfo Presents, who actually just put out their lineup this morning for Menfo Music Fest.
And it's fabulous.
And it's amazing, very
And
excited.
they just came out of nowhere, it seems to me, and just jumped right in and
Yeah.
said, we are going to be part of the Memphis cultural scene, and look at this.
Yeah, and just
I mean, in a big way.
just this past Saturday, they were here on the lawn during Shell Days Music Festival.
Wow.
People dancing, people enjoying their beverages, young, like kids, old, people just grooving up during some really talented acts. Like, it was fabulous. And again, a beautiful day. You can't really be spending a day here at the Overton Park Shell when it's really nice out. I mean, I know, weather pending, it can get kind of crazy, but when the sun's out, we're out here.
It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
So how do people get to play at the Shell? Do they pay, or do they have to be invited? Do you invite
A lot of
them?
it is invitation. So we have some really awesome booking agents, but that work both on local, national, and international talent. And they, again, they're deeply connected to just talent from across the nation that really fits with, what we think the city will enjoy. And that means diving deep into, the different genres, the diversity of culture and community. So we make sure a lot of the artists and the acts that we put on stage are reflective of the community that is cultivated here in the city.
And it's not just one kind of music. I like that because Memphis embraces such a wide array of
There's
music.
so much that I am still learning what it really means.
Every day.
Every day I'm learning about a new genre. We have a wonderful man on our team. His name is Cole Early, and he is fabulous when it comes to educating me on the strong players, both past and present.
He's one of those people who knows stuff.
He knows everything. If I would rather go to him than go to the internet.
Oh, I would too. Absolutely. Yeah. So when a new band or performer for the first time gets invited to come play at the Shell, what is their reaction?
I think,
because I would just be jumping around.
Yeah, I think it's one of those moments that feels that likely. I mean, I'm not an artist. I cannot sing in front of people, but I would imagine that it just feels surreal. This stage has been a benchmark for so many artists that they really want to hit, especially local musicians. Like, they've grown up on this lawn. They've grown up seeing talent here.
I am fascinated by the fact that musicians, I find this over and over, talented people may be talented in the music direction, but they're talented in other directions as well. There's talented people. And they choose one to concentrate on.
Yeah.
I am amazed that musicians know so much about music and music history.
Well, that's the thing.
And
I feel like
means something.
They have to.
I think it would be smart, but I just don't know that I would be able to be that smart. If I could sing, I don't know that I would do anything else, right?
Well, when it comes to being a musician, you not only have to know, where you stand, and, you have to be dedicated in your own practice, but you also, as a lot of these independent musicians and independent venues as well, they have to be the strong arm that supports themselves. They have to know how to market to their community. They have to know, how to pitch themselves. They have to be willing to do a lot of the work just to even make it onto the stage.
And they have to know where they came from, where their music came from, so they can take it to the next level, which is one of the things that you really see at the Orion Concert Series at the Shell. You see something that's familiar to you, but it's like the next step beyond. It's like you're seeing the next thing that's going to happen.
Yeah, a lot of these artists, they really give it their all when they step on that stage for the Orion Free Concert Series. It is Like they are, it's a production for them, because I've seen a lot of these independent artists play shows at different venues or just house shows or things like that. But I feel like when they set foot on that stage right behind us, it is,
It's like extra wind
Yeah.
beneath their wings,
yeah,
right?
they're coming out with their best outfits. They're giving us backdrops. Like, they're bringing in different talent that they are collaborating with on stage. So it is just, I don't know, there's something really magical and special about seeing how much that really
What that
impacts
does
them,
to
what
people.
that does to them.
I know, because it's such a mixture of old and new,
Yeah.
modern and traditional. So a couple of minutes left. Who are we going to be seeing this season?
There's so many names. I can't drop them all, but
Go to the website and
go
look.
to the website, overtonparkshell.org. Go to the website, /Orion or /Free Concert Series, excuse me. But
Free is the word here.
Free Concert Series, capitalized free. But I made a playlist just to, introduce these artists to the community, also just to learn about them myself. So some of the acts that I'm really excited about, the Orion Financial Free Concert Series, it kicks off on Saturday, May 17th with the Arc of Quasar. They are like almost like psychedelic groove funk. Like I feel like people are going to want to dance.
Oh, they're so much fun.
They're so
I've
much
seen
fun.
them. They're
I've
fun.
never seen them. I'm super stoked. When I listen to their music, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be up on the dance floor dancing, obviously. But then I realized there's another artist on our lineup. His name is Pell. I had a couple songs already saved from him. So I'm like, oh, I'm super stoked. He is from New Orleans. He is hip hop, R&B. Again,
That's so
diversity.
Memphis.
It's so Memphis. Diversity in our lineup. We're going to bring back, some of our tried and true acts, the Sunset Symphony in partnership with the Memphis Symphony Orchestra.
Everybody loves.
Everybody loves it. The lawn is packed. So definitely make sure that you get here early for that one. But yeah, there's just so many different artists that you're going to get to know when you come to the lawn this season.
And the thing is, it's free. And sometimes parking might be a challenge, but there are all kinds of little
There are
streets
nooks and
and
crannies where
pathways.
you can
Yeah.
sneak in here.
It's
pretty.
Overton Park. There are lots, and the walk is fabulous.
Yeah,
Here
so
again.
if you live in the neighborhood, just
I used to live across the street and walked over here all the time for it.
tap on over here. We're
Yeah.
here.
But you can and you can also park in the neighborhood across the street.
Yeah, just
People
don't
are
block
very-
anybody.
Yeah,
Don't block anybody.
But
yeah, it's not
neighbors
just
love it.
summer, it's also the fall. So, you're going to get music throughout a duration of seasons. And again, we're going to be mindful of the weather just because climate is kind of crazy these days. But anytime the sun is shining, just know the Shell is active and we're ready to rock and roll.
That's absolutely amazing that Memphis has this. It's free, it's accessible, and it's so much fun. It's just fabulous. You need to get out and enjoy your city. And the Overton Park Shell, which is one of my favorites, it'll be your favorite too.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
You're watching the Library Channel, a broadcast service of the Memphis Public Libraries and the City of Memphis.